Have you ever found yourself mindlessly scrolling through your phone, only to realize hours have slipped away? Do you struggle to focus, constantly seeking the next hit of entertainment, notifications, or viral content? If so, you're not alone. In today's digital age, our brains are hijacked by endless distractions, engineered to keep us hooked. Social media, streaming platforms, and instant messaging flood our minds with dopamine, the feel-good chemical responsible for pleasure and motivation. But the more we indulge, the harder it becomes to focus, stay productive, and find real fulfillment. Dopamine Reset. Escape digital traps and reclaim your focus is your guide to breaking free from this cycle. Through a dopamine detox, you'll learn how to regain control, sharpen your focus, and build a life of intentionality. This isn't about quitting technology, it's about using it wisely. Are you ready to reset your brain and reclaim your focus? Let's begin. Chapter 1. The Dopamine Trap. How Screens Hijack Your Brain. The digital prison you don't even notice. Imagine waking up in the morning. What's the first thing you do? Chances are, you reach for your phone before even getting out of bed. You scroll through notifications, check social media, and maybe watch a few short videos, all before your brain is fully woken up. You didn't plan to spend 30 minutes in bed glued to your screen, but it just happened. Why? Because your brain has been conditioned to crave the hit of dopamine, the feel-good chemical responsible for pleasure and motivation. Technology companies understand this all too well, and they design apps, games, and platforms to keep you hooked. The more time you spend on their platforms, the more data they collect, the more ads they sell, and the more profit they make. But at what cost to you? Understanding the dopamine cycle. Dopamine isn't inherently bad. It's the same chemical that motivates us to chase goals, learn new skills, and seek rewards. However, in the digital age, we're bombarded with artificial dopamine triggers, endless notifications, viral videos, likes, comments, and fast-paced content that overstimulates our brains. Here's how the dopamine trap works. Instant gratification overload. Every time you check your phone, you get a small dopamine hit. The more you do it, the more your brain craves it. Reduced tolerance. Over time, your brain gets used to constant stimulation, making normal activities like reading, studying, or deep work feel boring. Loss of focus and productivity. Your ability to concentrate weakens because your brain is always seeking the next dopamine hit, making it harder to focus for long periods. Increased anxiety and restlessness. When you try to take a break from screens, you might feel anxious or restless, a sign that your brain has become dependent on digital stimulation. How big tech keeps you hooked. Tech companies use psychology to make their platforms addictive. Here's how they keep us glued to our screens. Endless scrolling. Social media platforms use infinite scroll designs, so there's no stopping point. You can always keep going. Variable rewards. Just like slot machines, social media gives unpredictable rewards. Likes, comments, shares, keeping you coming back for more. Autoplay and recommendations. Streaming services and short-form video apps automatically suggest the next video, making it hard to stop watching. Notifications and FOMO. The fear of missing out, FOMO, keeps you checking your phone, afraid you'll miss something important. The hidden costs of digital overload. Being stuck in the dopamine trap doesn't just waste time, it affects your mental, emotional, and even physical health. Reduced attention span. Studies show that our ability to focus has drastically decreased due to digital overstimulation. Decreased motivation. Because your brain is constantly chasing easy dopamine, it struggles to find motivation for real-life challenges. Increased anxiety and stress. Constant exposure to information overload can increase stress and make you feel overwhelmed. Weaken memory and learning ability. Overstimulation makes it harder to retain and process new information. Breaking free. Awareness is the first step. Now that you understand how screens hijack your brain, the next step is taking back control. You don't have to quit technology altogether, but you do need to use it more intentionally. In the next chapter, we'll explore the 24-hour detox challenge, a simple yet powerful method to reset your brain and reclaim your focus. Are you ready to break free from the dopamine trap? Let's begin. Chapter 2, the 24-hour detox challenge, breaking the cycle. Are you ready for a real challenge? Let's be honest. When was the last time you went 24 hours without checking your phone, scrolling through social media, or binge watching videos? If the thought alone makes you uneasy, that's exactly why you need this challenge. The 24-hour dopamine detox challenge is designed to shock your system, break the cycle of compulsive digital consumption, and give your brain the reset it desperately needs. It's like hitting the pause button on all the noise so you can regain control of your focus, energy, and mental clarity. Are you up for it? Let's dive in. Why 24 hours can change everything. A full digital detox may sound extreme, but in reality, one day is all it takes to start reversing the damage caused by constant digital overstimulation. When you remove the never-ending dopamine triggers from your life, social media, notifications, YouTube, short-form videos, you force your brain to reset and start craving real rewards again. Think of it like rebooting a slow, overworked computer. After a fresh restart, everything runs smoother, faster, and more efficiently. That's exactly what this detox will do for your mind. Step 1. Set the rules. No cheating. For the next 24 hours, you're going to eliminate all sources of artificial dopamine hits. That means no social media, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, X, Snapchat, etc. No YouTube or streaming platforms. No video games. No aimless internet browsing. No unnecessary phone use, calls, and emergency messages only. Instead, you'll replace digital distractions with activities that bring real mental and emotional benefits. Step 2. Plan your detox day like a boss. You're not just cutting things out. You're filling the space with meaningful activities. Here's what you should do during your detox. Start your morning right. Instead of reaching for your phone, begin your day with deep breathing, journaling, or stretching. Set the tone for a focused, distraction-free day. Read a physical book. Reignite your brain's ability to focus by diving into a good book. Fiction, self-improvement, biography. Pick something that excites you. Write down your thoughts. Journaling or brain dumping your thoughts on paper helps clear mental clutter and boost self-awareness. Go for a walk without your phone. Feel the fresh air. Observe your surroundings. And let your brain reset without digital noise. Do a deep work session, tackle a creative project, work on a skill, or focus on a task without distractions. Experience the power of true concentration. Have face-to-face conversations instead of texting or scrolling. Engage in real human interaction. Call a friend, meet up with someone, or simply talk to family members. Sleep like a champion. Without screen exposure before bed, your sleep quality will improve drastically. Get ready for the best night's rest in a long time. Step 3. Expect discomfort. It's a sign of progress. Let's be real. This won't be easy at first. Your brain will crave the dopamine hits it's used to. You might feel restless, anxious, or even bored. That's a good thing. It means your brain is rewiring itself. The discomfort is proof that you were trapped in the digital cycle, and now you're breaking free. Push through it. The rewards on the other side are worth it. Step 4. Reflect and rewire your digital habits. After completing the 24-hour dopamine detox challenge, you'll notice some powerful changes. Increased focus. Tasks that once felt impossible without distractions will feel easier. Mental clarity. Your thoughts will be sharper, and you'll feel more in control. Reduced anxiety. Without the constant flood of notifications and information overload, you'll feel calmer. More time for real-life activities. You'll realize how much extra time you have for personal growth, relationships, and creativity. Now, the key is not to fall back in old habits. Instead of mindless digital consumption, start using technology with intention. Set time limits, turn off non-essential notifications, and schedule no phone hours during your day. Your next step, the dopamine reset, continues. You've just completed the first major step toward reclaiming your focus and mental energy. But this is only the beginning. In the next chapter, we'll take things even deeper by exploring the science of cravings, why you keep scrolling. You'll uncover exactly why your brain gets addicted to digital dopamine and how to outsmart it. Are you ready to take back control? Let's go. Chapter 3. The Science of Cravings. Why you keep scrolling. Ever caught yourself saying, just one more scroll? You pick up your phone to check a quick notification. 30 minutes later, you're still scrolling, hooked by endless videos, memes, and updates. Sound familiar? You're not alone. This isn't a lack of willpower. It's brain science at work. Your brain has been hijacked by dopamine-driven cravings, keeping you trapped in a cycle of endless scrolling, binge-watching, and constant notifications. But what if you could break free? In this chapter, you'll uncover exactly why you keep reaching for your phone, the hidden mechanics behind digital addiction, and, most importantly, how to reclaim control over your mind. The dopamine trap, how your brain gets addicted. At the core of your cravings is a powerful neurotransmitter called dopamine, your brain's natural reward chemical. Whenever you experience something pleasurable, your brain releases a burst of dopamine, reinforcing that behavior and making you want to do it again. Social media, video games, and streaming platforms hack this system by flooding your brain with artificially high dopamine hits, tricking you into thinking you're experiencing something rewarding, when in reality, it's just empty stimulation. One scroll equals small dopamine hit. One more video equals another hit. New notification equals another surge. And before you know it, you're hooked. Why you can't stop, even when you want to. Ever wonder why you feel the urge to check your phone, even when you know you shouldn't? That's because your brain has developed a craving loop. Here's how it works. Trigger. You feel bored, stressed, or restless. Action. You reach for your phone and start scrolling. Reward. You get a dopamine hit from funny video, a like, or a new message. Reinforcement. Your brain remembers the dopamine rush and pushes you to do it again. This cycle repeats itself over and over until checking your phone becomes a habit you can't break. The worst part, over time, your brain builds a tolerance to these digital dopamine spikes. The more you scroll, the less satisfying it feels. So you chase more content, longer binge sessions, and even greater distractions to feel the same high. It's a never-ending loop, unless you learn to break free. Think it's a coincidence that you can't stop scrolling? Think again. Tech companies spend billions designing apps that exploit your brain's dopamine system. Everything, from infinite scrolling to autoplay videos, is built to keep you addicted. Here's how they trap you. Endless scrolling. Your feed never stops, so your brain never gets a natural cue to quit. Autoplay feature. Videos keep playing, making it harder to stop. Likes and notifications. Each one gives you a mini dopamine hit, keeping you coming back for more. Variable rewards, like a slot machine. Sometimes you get an exciting post, sometimes you don't. This unpredictability keeps you hooked, just like gambling. Personalized algorithms. Apps learn what keeps you engaged and feed you more of it, making it nearly impossible to break free. They're not just making apps, they're engineering addiction. But once you understand their game, you can beat it. How to outsmart the dopamine trap and take back control. You can rewire your brain and break free from compulsive scrolling. Here's how. Create friction between you and your habit. Make mindless scrolling harder. Delete social media apps from your phone, or at least log out. Turn off notifications, every single one. Set your phone to grayscale. Colors trigger dopamine. Keep your phone in another room during deep work or sleep. When a habit isn't easy, you'll do it less. Set a dopamine budget. Limit how much artificial dopamine you allow yourself each day. Set a daily screen time limit for social media. Use the one-tab rule. Only one social app open at a time. Replace 30 minutes of scrolling with something productive. Reading, exercise, meditation. Train your brain to enjoy real-life dopamine. Shift your brain's reward system back to healthy sources of dopamine. Exercise, a natural dopamine booster that improves mood and focus. Face-to-face interactions, more fulfilling than digital likes. Creative work, writing, painting, music, etc. helps you enter a flow state. Delayed gratification activities, learning a skill, working on a project, or reading a book strengthens your brain's ability to focus. Embrace boredom and let your mind reset. Instead of rushing to fill every second with entertainment, let yourself be bored. Take a walk without your phone. Sit in silence for 10 minutes and observe your thoughts. Write down new ideas instead of seeking instant entertainment. Boredom triggers creativity and rewires your brain for deeper thinking. The breakthrough: your brain can reset. Here's the good news. Your brain is not permanently broken. With just a few weeks of conscious effort, you can lower your dependence on digital dopamine, regain focus and mental clarity, feel happier and more present in real life. But the journey doesn't stop here. In the next chapter, you'll discover how to build a dopamine-friendly lifestyle, one that helps you stay productive, focused, and free from digital distractions. Are you ready to reclaim your mind? Let's go. Chapter 4. Reclaim your focus. The power of deep work. Why can't you focus anymore? You sit down to work, determined to be productive, but within minutes, your mind drifts. A notification pops up. You check your phone. One scroll leads to another, and before you know it, another hour gone. Sound familiar? You're not lazy. Your focus has been hijacked. The modern world is designed to steal your attention. Social media, notifications, endless content. These distractions flood your brain with cheap dopamine, making deep focus almost impossible. But here's the good news. You can rewire your brain to thrive in a distraction-free, high-performance state. This chapter is your roadmap to building a dopamine-friendly lifestyle, one that helps you stay productive, focused, and free from digital distractions. Ready to take back control? Let's dive in. Why deep work is your superpower in the digital age. In a world addicted to quick dopamine hits, the ability to focus deeply is a superpower. Deep work equals uninterrupted, high-focus sessions where you produce your best work. Shallow work equals constantly interrupted, surface-level tasks that keep you busy but unproductive. Most people live in a cycle of shallow work, jumping between emails, messages, and social media while barely making progress. But the most successful people, they master deep work and create at a level others can't even touch. Elon Musk doesn't build rockets by scrolling Twitter. J.K. Rowling didn't write Harry Potter with Instagram open. Beethoven didn't compose symphonies while checking notifications. Want to achieve real success? You must train your brain to resist distractions and enter deep work mode. Here's how. Step 1. Reset your dopamine system. Before you can master focus, you need to undo the damage caused by overstimulation. Think of it like hitting the reset button on your brain. Start with a dopamine detox. Take a 24-hour break from all high dopamine activities, social media, gaming, binge watching. This forces your brain to recalibrate. Reduce cheap dopamine sources. Slowly cut down on mindless scrolling, notification checking, and digital distractions. Reintroduce natural dopamine sources. Exercise, deep conversations, learning new skills, These activities produce long-lasting real dopamine, not the fake, short-term spikes from screens. Once your brain stops craving constant stimulation, you'll find it much easier to focus. Step 2. Train your brain for deep work. Create a focus-only environment. If your phone is next to you, you will check it. If social media is open, you will get distracted. Your environment must make deep work the easiest option. Use the out of sight, out of mind rule. Put your phone in another room. Turn off notifications. Log out of distracting apps. Noise matters. Use noise-canceling headphones or listen to instrumental music. One tab rule. Keep only the essential work tab open. No YouTube, no social media. Your workspace should scream, "Deep work happens here." Use the 90-30 focus formula. Your brain isn't built to focus for hours straight. Instead, use the 90-30 focus formula. 90 minutes of deep work, no distractions, just full immersion. 30-minute break. Step away, stretch, and reset. This method aligns with your brain's natural focus cycles, keeping you energized and ultra-productive. The flow state trigger. Ever been so focused that time disappears? That's the flow state, where your brain is fully engaged and work feels effortless. Here's how to trigger it. Start with a ritual. Before deep work, do the same routine, e.g., 5 minutes of journaling, stretching, or meditation. Your brain will associate it with focus mode. Set a clear goal. Define what you'll accomplish in the session, e.g., write 1,000 words or finish project outline. Eliminate distractions. No phone, no social media. Full commitment. Once you enter flow, distractions fade and your brain locks in. Step 3. Make focus a daily habit. Mastering deep work isn't a one-time fix. It's a daily practice. Here's how to make it automatic. Schedule deep work time. Block out distraction-free work sessions on your calendar. Use the 5-minute rule. When you feel the urge to check your phone, wait 5 minutes. The craving will pass. Reward focus, not distraction. After deep work, reward yourself with something meaningful, a walk, a good book, not social media. Your brain learns what you reward. If you celebrate deep work, it will crave more of it. The breakthrough. Life after digital distractions. Once you reclaim your focus, everything changes. You get more done in less time. Your mind feels clear, sharp, and powerful. You finally start achieving your biggest goals. No more scattered thinking. No more wasted hours. Just high energy, unstoppable productivity. Are you ready to break free from distractions and unlock your full potential? Let's make deep work your new normal. Chapter 6. The Real Reward. Rewiring your brain for long-term gains. Why quick fixes never last. Have you ever promised yourself a break from social media, only to relapse a few days later? Maybe you've tried productivity hacks, but your focus still slips away. That's because most solutions only scratch the surface. They treat symptoms, not the root cause. The truth is, your brain has been rewired for instant gratification. The endless cycle of scrolling, binge-watching, and checking notifications has trained your mind to crave quick dopamine hits, leaving you trapped in an endless loop of distractions. But what if you could rewire your brain for long-term rewards instead? What if you could shift from short-lived pleasure to lasting fulfillment? That's exactly what this chapter is about. You'll learn how to break free from short-term dopamine traps and build a mindset that prioritizes deep focus, personal growth, and long-term success. Let's get started. Your brain is designed to seek pleasure and avoid pain. This survival mechanism worked great for our ancestors, who needed to find food, stay safe, and reproduce. But in today's world, dopamine has been hijacked. Instant versus delayed rewards. Instant rewards, checking your phone, eating junk food, watching short viral videos. Delayed rewards, building a business, learning a new skill, reading a book. Your brain naturally prefers instant rewards because they give you a quick dopamine rush with minimal effort. But here's the problem. The dopamine spike is short-lived. You crave more and more to feel the same pleasure. Your ability to delay gratification weakens, making long-term goals harder to achieve. If you want real success, you need to retrain your brain to enjoy the rewards of patience, persistence, and deep work. The secret to rewiring your brain: dopamine reallocation. You don't need to quit dopamine. You need to redirect it toward things that actually benefit you. Step 1. Make long-term rewards feel good. Your brain isn't going to magically love delayed gratification overnight. You have to make it rewarding. Here's how. Celebrate small wins. Instead of waiting for the big reward, train your brain to enjoy progress. Every time you complete a deep work session, give yourself a small reward: a walk, a good meal, a fun hobby. Track your growth. Use a journal or habit tracker. Seeing your improvement over time releases dopamine and makes you crave more progress. Reframe the struggle. Instead of saying, "This is hard," tell yourself, "I'm getting stronger." Your mindset shift will make long-term rewards feel exciting instead of exhausting. Step 2. Starve your instant gratification habit. To fully rewire your brain, you need to weaken the grip of cheap dopamine. Reduce mindless dopamine triggers. Delete time-wasting apps. Turn off notifications. And set phone-free zones. Use delayed gratification challenges. When you feel the urge to check your phone, wait 5 minutes. Gradually increase the time until your cravings fade. Control your dopamine spikes. Avoid sudden bursts of stimulation, binging social media, junk food, video games. Instead, train your brain to enjoy low dopamine activities like deep reading, nature walks, or meditating. The more you starve your brain of cheap dopamine, the more it will seek out meaningful rewards instead. Step 3. Build a dopamine-friendly lifestyle. Once you've broken the addiction to short-term rewards, it's time to replace them with habits that bring real fulfillment. Prioritize deep work. Spend at least 2 hours a day in full focus mode, working on projects that actually matter. Exercise daily. Physical movement releases natural dopamine that keeps you motivated without overstimulation. Master a skill. The brain loves progress. Pick something challenging, learning an instrument, writing, coding, and commit to it. Build meaningful relationships. Real-life connections give lasting joy that no screen can replace. Over time, your brain will stop craving empty dopamine hits and start craving real-life achievements instead. The payoff: a rewired brain and a better life. Imagine waking up with laser focus. Imagine working for hours, fully immersed in deep work, without distractions. Imagine achieving goals that once felt impossible. This is what happens when you rewire your brain for long-term gains. It won't be easy, but once you break free from the dopamine trap, you'll never want to go back. Ready to train your brain for a lifetime of focus, success, and fulfillment? The real reward is waiting. Let's go. Conclusion: your new life begins now. You've learned how dopamine controls your habits, why digital distractions hijack your brain, and most importantly, how to break free. Now, it's time to take action. Start your dopamine detox. Reclaim your focus. Build a life fueled by deep work, real achievements, and long-term rewards. The world is full of distractions, but you have the power to rise above them. The real reward: a clear mind, unstoppable focus, and a life you truly control. Are you ready? Let's go.